Hey everybody, this is Alzorath, and welcome to another episode of Deck Breakdown, or more precisely, a roundup of the contest I started at the beginning of the month, the Deck Breakdown Power Overwhelming Challenge, where the challenge was to build a Ter Adun deck, and there were a few criterias, but mainly what I was judging on is consistency, how fun it was to play, and how competitive it was to an extent, and how accessible it was. There were a few really good decks. There weren't even 10 entries, so it was pretty easy to test them all. I tested some on my main account, some on an alt account, and some on the test server and against computer opponents and all this other stuff. I gave them the runaround. About 3 of them really stood out and were really tough contenders against each other. The entry that won, I feel, went a little bit the extra mile, and it actually fit my style of play a little better, in my opinion. Now, usually I do play solo heroes, so yeah, just really yeah. But yeah, the winner is Ahmet from ASF. He goes by Shadowtide in the game. And you can actually find a video response he did for his deck, his attempt at a deck breakdown. He calls it Hands Out Free Steroids. I think you'll be able to find it. I'm going to post this video as a response to the original. Actually, I think I'll put the challenge thread as a response to this one. So it'll show a little picture down there. And if you go there, you'll see his video response to that. And that's his attempt at a deck breakdown of the deck he submitted. I'm not going to review the deck just yet. I would like to test it a little bit more, because I didn't do quite the amount of testing I do on a deck before I do it for a deck breakdown particular. I'm still up in the air as to whether I'm actually going to break down this deck or a variant of this deck. One issue with Ter Adun that a lot of people run into, just thought I'd bring this one up, is against certain opponents, you're not going to have many items or support abilities for him to destroy, so he's just going to build up a bunch of shadow energy. And only a few of the decks actually took advantage of this excess shadow energy to utilize other allies. Ahmet's deck did not, but it's a fairly stable deck regardless of this. I kind of wish I would have seen more shadow energy use, such as with Cobra Demon in some of the decks. That's probably my main kind of point that kind of caught me off guard. I was expecting to see more use of shadow energy. Although there aren't many cards right now that use it. I think this will change in the future, but we'll see. I don't really have much in the way of news. This is just going to be a really short episode. I don't have much time today to record, and if you can tell by the tone of my voice, I'm actually starting to lose my voice. So it might be beginning of the month before I release another full-scale deck breakdown. As for things that are coming up in the works for Deck Breakdown series, I am working on a Nishaven deck, because some of you may have realized, hey, he hasn't released any breakdowns of his own decks recently. That's because I really haven't had much time to work on one. Right now, my pet project is working on a Nishaven deck, because I like the unloved heroes, and I view Nishaven as very unloved, and has a lot more potential than he's given credit for. I've also had a lot of requests for Jericho and Eladwin for heroes to cover. I did cover an Eladwin recently. Chances are I'm going to try and figure out another Eladwin to cover. I'm either going to go with a burn Eladwin or a more advanced rush Eladwin, as opposed to a hardened rush Eladwin. I will be looking around for decks in those. If you have any concepts, be sure to post your ideas on the Shadow Era forums or on the Shadow Era Network forums, because I do troll through those looking for various decks that catch my eye. And if your deck catches my eye, I might contact you and see if I can do a deck breakdown on it. Anyways, you guys should keep gaming, have fun. I'm going to send out the email to get those shadow crystals to Amet right after I finish recording this. And look forward to more contests. I think I may have another one coming up in December. We'll see. It depends on how things look as far as my Shadow Crystal resources go. Right now I'm still sitting pretty good from the voice contest, but yeah, it'll take a few weeks for it to send out and go. I'm also going to try and figure out a more accessible contest for new players to get Shadow Crystals, because frankly older players have had the opportunity to get them already to an extent, but more never hurts. Saves you a few bucks. 500 of them is $5. Saves you some trouble there. So that's almost a deck. But anyway, keep gaming, have fun. This has been Alzorath. Sorry for how short the episode is. I will get more for you soon enough. Peace out.